Hi, this is Teacher Sheena. Welcome to MSA's UPCAT Review video series, where we discuss questions you will encounter in the exam. Before watching this video, you may answer the worksheet that can be found at the description below so that you can test your knowledge on the subject. Again, please don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification bell so that you'll get updated on our latest videos. In this video, we'll talk about the language proficiency part of the UP College Admission Test, specifically the grammar items. One kind of grammar item that you'll encounter in the test is error identification, such as the given example. Now, there are different things that you have to remember when answering error identification items. First is that you have to focus on the underlined parts of the sentence. You'll have to identify in your head to what parts of speech they belong. Next is that you have to recall the common errors that occur on those different parts of speech. It could be noun errors, pronoun usage errors, subject-verb agreement errors, and so on. We'll have a separate video discussing those common errors. Lastly, you should never question the grammar or structure of the parts that are not underlined. Thinking that there are also errors among the parts that are not underlined will just consume your time and confuse you more. So it's better for you to assume that there are no errors in the parts that are not underlined. The next kind of grammar item that you'll encounter in the test is sentence correction, such as this given example. Of course, there are also several things that you have to remember when answering sentence correction items. Again, focus on the underlined parts of the sentence, identify to which parts of speech they belong, and recall the common errors that occur on those different parts of speech. Sometimes sentence correction can be overwhelming because of the long sentences and long choices. To avoid that, you can identify glaring or obvious errors on the base sentence and cancel all of the choices that have the same error. By doing that, you can eliminate other choices and focus on the possible correct answers. Then lastly, you can compare and contrast the remaining choices. The next kind of grammar item is sentence completion, which looks like this example. Now, when answering sentence completion, you have to recall the rules that apply on the missing part of the sentence. For example, the missing part of the sentence is a pronoun. Then you will have to recall the rules that apply on pronouns, such as pronoun antecedent agreement rule, pronoun cases, and so on. Next thing to do is to eliminate obvious wrong answers so that you can compare the remaining choices. And lastly, you have to make sure that the word that you chose agrees with the rest of the sentence. Before you proceed, I recommend that you pause this video and download our worksheet from the link below and try to answer the questions there. For the rest of the video, I'll be discussing the items on that worksheet. In our first item, the underlined parts are nouns and a verb. So you should have recalled the different common errors that occur on those parts of speech. If you think that the error in this sentence is on noun usage, then you're correct because the error is on the mass noun quantifier. Remember, mass nouns are nouns that can't be counted and pluralized, and it's wrong to introduce them with articles a or an. Examples of mass nouns are the words mail, jewelry, homework, furniture, equipment. Therefore, those words cannot be pluralized nor introduced with articles a or an. Going back to our sentence, therefore, the error is letter C. We should not use the article an to introduce the word equipment. So we can just remove that from the sentence. For our next item is this sentence. If you think that a verb is erroneous in this sentence, then you're correct because the error is in its subject-verb agreement. Remember, subjects and verbs must agree in number and should not be affected by any intervening expression in the sentence. In some cases, just like in our sentence, that a subject has multiple verbs, then all of the verbs must agree with the subject. In our sentence, the subject is the word cultures, plural, and the first verb is the verb proliferate, which is also plural. Therefore, that verb agrees with the subject. However, the next verb, hones, is in its singular form and does not agree with the noun cultures. Therefore, our error in this sentence is letter D. Hones should be in its plural form, hone, so that it will agree with the plural subject, cultures. For our third item, our error is in pronoun antecedent agreement. Remember, pronouns and antecedents must agree in number, gender, and case. And when your antecedent is an indefinite pronoun, just remember that indefinite pronouns that end with one, thing, and body are always singular, such as everyone, everything, everybody, someone, something, somebody. And other indefinite pronouns that are singular are the words each, every, either, and neither. We also have indefinite pronouns which are always plural, which are both, few, several, others, and many. And the rest could either be singular or plural. Now, in this sentence, our antecedent or our subject is the word everyone. So it's a singular indefinite pronoun, therefore should be substituted by a singular pronoun. Therefore, the error in this sentence is letter C. Since everyone is singular, we cannot use the possessive pronoun there to substitute it. Instead of there, we should use the word his. For number 4, the error here is in word usage. Now, the word deceased, D-I, it means sickly or having a disease, whereas the word deceased, D-E-C, means dead. In our sentence, it doesn't make sense that the deceased owner or the sickly owner had been buried. Therefore, our error in this sentence is letter B. Deceased, D-I-S, should be replaced by the word deceased, D-E-C. For number 5, we have a sentence correction item. Now again, you need to focus on the underlined parts to identify the errors in the sentence. However, sometimes that can be quite confusing. So you can check the choices. Try to identify what words change in the different choices. In our case, our subjects change. Why do you think so? Let's see. It's because our error in this sentence is a misplaced modifier. Now, modifiers must be placed closest to the words that they're trying to describe. In the case of our sentence, the modifier there is having dealt with unfortunate circumstances, which cannot modify foreign countries. The best correction for that is to say, having dealt with unfortunate circumstances, the refugees brave against discrimination in foreign countries for a chance of a better life, which is in letter C. For our next sentence correction item, if you still can't identify the error on the underlined parts of the sentence, then you can check the choices. In some of the choices, the word just is replaced with the word only. That's because the error in this sentence is in conjunction usage. Remember, correlative conjunctions always come in pairs, and their pairs are not interchangeable or reducible. Therefore, but also must always be paired with not only. Therefore, the correct answer in this sentence is letter D. For number 7, we have our first sentence completion item. Remember, you have to recall the grammar rules that apply on the missing part of the sentence. In this case, it's obviously a pronoun. The rule that you have to remember on this one would be the rule on pronoun cases. Remember, pronouns that come after prepositions that function as objects of prepositions must always be in their objective case. Therefore, the correct answer in this sentence is letter B, bravo. It should be between the manager and me. I hope you learned a lot from this video. If you're not yet familiar with common errors, you may purchase our comprehensive English handbook from our website. Just check the links below. See you next time. Bye!